Motorola introduced today its new Moto G, and now the big question is which one is the new model? And you can answer that if you turn around. This one is the old one, the 2014 edition with that matte backside, and that's the new, the third generation 2014 edition Moto G. You can see that with that new insert element here, and especially with those splines over here on the backside, you can really feel that. And it's hard to decide which one is a new one from the front because they are totally, almost exactly identical, the same measurements. It's just 1 millimeter more in width, now 72 millimeters, exactly the same height, and now 155 grams instead of 149. So you do not feel that in real life. And especially what astonished me most is that we're talking about the same display, or at least almost the same, because it's the same size, meaning again 5-inch in diagonal, and especially same resolution. So still only 720 by 1280 pixels, coming to a density of 294 ppi. That's okay, you can read everything. It's not the best one. I would have had expected kind of full HD, but well, depending on the price, I'm coming to the prices later in this video at the end. So one difference you should know, because now it's again IPS, but now it's dual domain, meaning that the subpixels are optimated in 2 axes, so you have a better viewing angle stability, as you can see here. That wasn't the case on the former one, that was just pure regular IPS. So better display quality nevertheless. And especially you have lots of changes inside. First of all, you have a new processor. This was a Snapdragon 400, now 410. Meaning you still have 4 cores, but now 1.4 gigahertz instead of 1, and a new graphics module, the Adreno 306. And now coming to the clue, because there are 2 versions of the Moto G. We'll have 1 or 2 gigabyte of RAM, depending on the internal memory, because there will be 8 or 16 plus that micro SD slot over here. That's a slot for SIM. So at the moment, we do not have any dual SIM version. I do not know if there will be later, but at the moment, 1 SIM and 1 micro SD. So you have to be careful to decide if you want the big one or the small one. On the old Moto G, this one here, with the 8 gigabyte internal memory, there was a net memory size of 4.5 gigabyte. So you have to decide by yourself if this is enough for you, or you will need the 16 gigabyte version, and then we'll have 2 gigabyte of RAM. And as you can see here, you can open it, yes, but again, the battery is fixed. It's not, you cannot remove it by yourself rapidly. But on the other hand, it's now 2470 milliamps instead of 2070 here. So meaning you have 19% more capacity on the battery by the same and with the same display size and the same display resolution, meaning you can hope that the Moto G, the new one, will run longer than the older one. And by the way, be careful when attaching the backside again, especially around here. Yeah, exactly. Because if you do not, like that one here. Yeah, here we go. Now it's fixed, finally, definitely. You have to be careful because now the new one is waterproofed after IPX7, meaning up to 30 minutes in 1 meter depth. So, but only, of course, if you close carefully. So, meaning especially you can't stay in the rain or something like that. So that's really to appreciate. And more concerning the feature settings, especially LTE 4G now supported finally, of course. You have dual cell HSPA, meaning in 3G networks you will have up to 42 megabit per second. But still no Wi-Fi AC and still no 5 gigahertz band in Wi-Fi N, unfortunately, and no NFC in case you should care about that. Bluetooth 4.0 and of course the newest Android version because as you can see here it's still native Android, so you have now it delivered with 5.1.1. As far as I know, the former one is now with the update on 5.02. But as you know, Motorola, at least the smartphone division, has been sold from Google to Lenovo. But nevertheless, as you can see here, we can hope that it still will get its updates very quickly, very rapidly, and for a long time. So that was a clue on the Motorola smartphones, in my opinion. Yeah, and now to the back side, coming to the camera. You have now 13 megapixels instead of 8. Videos in Full HD instead of 720p. And as you can see here, that dual tone flash, for making especially faces, if you flash in the evening, not that white, but a little bit more smooth like the surrounding. And that optics here, Motorola is telling that it has an f2.0 for smartphone. This is totally okay. And on the front side, you now have selfies with 5 megapixels instead of just 720p with this one here. Yeah, finally, we are here. That's a new one. And now coming to the prices. Yeah, starting, at least here in Germany, Europe, with 229 euros. And the new Moto G will now be available through the Moto-Maker. That's the website by Motorola where you can decide which colors you would like to have. You have 10 colors for this insert over here, that accent, how it's called, and 10 different colors for the backside. So meaning you have 100 combinations. And in the Moto-Maker, it's 20 bucks more, meaning starting at 249. To remember, the old one has started at 199. This one 229, so a little bit more for that, but you're getting way more in my opinion. Yeah, and the big version with 2 GB of RAM and 16 GB internal memory will be 299 euros in the Moto-Maker. And last surprise is it will be available, from now on, from tomorrow, from Wednesday. So available everywhere in the usual places, the new Motorola Moto G 3rd generation 2015. Thanks for watching and take care.